We're making some DIY boot covers and it's starting now. Hey guys, it's Elizabeth from ElizabethMadeThis.com, helping you sew something creative. If that is up your alley, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as I look like Chewbacca and the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Today I am continuing my series on just making some quick and easy sewing projects for gifts for people. So just really simple things that you can make in a really short period of time. And today we're gonna make some boot covers. So these have a story with them. My family and I, we did some pretty hefty duty Halloween costumes for it, and our theme this year was How to Train Your Dragon, and I was doing Astrid, so my costume was Astrid, and she has like little fur boot covers. And I started making them, and then I put them over my boots, and they were basically the best thing. We had a really cold week, the week of Halloween, and by the time we went out that night, there was snow on the ground, it was icy, it was so cold. So there was just like layer and layer and layer and layer. And one of the things that really helped me to keep warm, despite the fact that my arms were like exposed, were these faux fur boot covers. So they're really simple and easy to make. It's just basically a tube of faux fur, and then we've got some ribbing up at the top, and they're really simple to make. And you know what? You don't even have to put them over your boots. You can just put them over your tights, and you're gonna keep nice and warm. Just hang around your house in your little boot covers, and put them on top of your boots when you're ready to go out and just enjoy the warmth. But let me show you how to make them, and you can make them from faux fur, but also think about some other the weirder, more novelty furs that are out there, like chenille or something else like that. Any kind of that like heavy textured sort of knit or fleece or something like that that's just going to keep your body warm and also just going to look nice on top of your boots. So let's get into the tutorial, and I will see you on the other side. So go ahead and put your boot on and grab a measuring tape and just wear your boot the way that you would normally wear it, and measure right around the thickest part of your boot, and remember what that measurement is, and we're going to add 2 inches to that. So now you want to mark that out on your faux fur, on the back side of it, on that backing. We don't want to cut straight through the fabric because that would be a really hairy mess. So just mark out the dimensions of that and make your rectangle that measurement that you took plus 2 inches, and then make it 10 inches long. And now we're going to cut through the backing only along that line that we just marked with our marker. And I just use a Sharpie, and that's totally fine for faux fur. So I just use a nice fine line marker, and so I could see it really easily. And I'm only cutting through the backing only, and I'm just going to separate that out so it's nice and easy to see what's going on right there. And you want to make 2 of those, obviously, because you have 2 legs, so cut 2 of them, right? And it's kind of magic to see just how when you cut through that backing, it just cuts that line only. Okay, now measure around your calf and subtract 1 inch from that. And we're going to cut 2.5 inches by whatever that measurement is. And I'm cutting this on the fold, actually. I'm cutting it out of rib knit. And again, you have 2 legs, so cut 2 of those pieces. And then cut the elastic, that same measurement that you just took for your calf, and cut 2 pieces of that. And then you want to cut 2 pieces of bias tape, and you want those to be the same length as the width of the faux fur. So now put your faux fur tube right sides together the long way, and we're just sewing down that with a 1/2 inch seam. And you want to move the faux fur out of the way as you're sewing it, because it has a tendency to kind of hang out the side. But just keep shoving it towards the inside of the seam, and that's good. It's not going to fray on you, so you don't need to finish the seam. Now take your bias tape, and I pressed up the edge by 3/8 of an inch, but if you're using packaged bias tape, that's already done for you. But put that right sides together and sew that with a 3/8 inch seam. And also sew the rivet right sides together with a 3/8 inch seam. I can't talk. Hello. And I switched to a zigzag stitch since the rivet is much stretchier, so that's a good idea here. And we want to have a wide zigzag for our elastic, and just grab any kind of lining material that you happen to have and just zigzag right over that and do overlap the edges of the elastic by about a 1/4 inch, and that'll make it really, really secure inside of the rib knit when we're using it. And this elastic, you could skip it, but it does hold up the boot covers, which is important, so don't skip it. So just snip all your little things, and you can cut away the rest of the lining fabric underneath of the elastic. That just helps it from getting sucked down into the machine, which is good, right? Cut everybody apart from each other, and then you want to press the rib knit piece together so the long edges are closer together, so it's not as wide. What am I trying to say here? You know what I'm saying. And now we're gonna just put the elastic inside of that little casing that we just pressed, and I'm pretending that you just grabbed your iron and pressed that situation. And to bring the raw edges of the rib knit together, and we're gonna keep the elastic inside of them, and we're just gonna make a big casing with the elastic inside of it. So use that wide zigzag you just used for the elastic and stretch the elastic inside of the casing. So even though we cut the elastic the same size as the rib knit has a lot more stretch. So you're going to have to stretch the elastic inside of the casing a little bit. So don't get frustrated by that. Just keep going slow and just keep it going. And yeah, your job is to get the elastic inside of there, and while you're cleaning up that edge and making it nice and neat. Okay, so now you want to pop your elastic inside of the top of the tube, and if you're not sure where the top of it is, it's where the fur is running down your leg, because otherwise that's going to look weird, right? So now you've got a raw sides, or that stitched edge to the top side, and we are just going to stitch it together. And you want to stretch the casing inside of the faux fur as you're stitching it there, and just stitch it with a 3/8 inch seam all the way around the top of the faux fur, and it will be nice and finished. And if you want to, you can serge this seam just to finish it a little bit nicer. It's totally fine as it is. It's not going to fray on you, so it's totally fine to just leave that hem as it is and call it a day. Call it a day. But do just stretch it inside of the tube, and that'll make sure that it fits, because we want that to fit to our leg and not just fall off us, because that would be bad. It would cover nothing, right? So just keep going all the way around that tube, and it'll be, that's how we finish that end. So now take your tube of tape that you got and bring the raw unpressed edge to the inside on the bottom edge, and we are just going to stitch that with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. We don't want to hem faux fur in the normal way, because it will flatten out, the stitching will flatten out the bottom of the seam, and it's going to look really weird. So don't do that, and that's why we're going to use the bias tape. And we're actually going to finish it off by hand once we get around, and that again is just going to keep it so that it's nice and neat, and we're not going to see those stitches from the right side, and it's not going to flatten the fur. So just sew that bias tape all inside that bottom edge of your thing, and then we're going to flip it to the wrong side, and then just grab a hand needle and stitch only through the bottom, through the backing and the top of the bias tape. And we're just using a quick little, I'm just grabbing a little tiny bite with my needle and just pushing it through the bias tape and just going all the way around the bottom edge of that to finish it off. And that is all you need to do to make your little faux fur boot cover. So that is how you make your faux fur boot covers, or arm covers, if you will. They are quick and easy, as you can see, to make. And actually a really unintimidating way for you to go and start sewing faux fur. I hope you will try them, and keep watching here for more of these quick and easy sewing projects that you can do for the holidays. And I also have another playlist of quick and easy projects that I did a couple years ago for the same kind of idea, just quick win, sort of easy projects that you can do for anybody that's on your holiday shopping list kind of thing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends, and I will see you later. Bye. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that faux fur boot covers, DIY boot covers. There's lots of other cool stuff happening here on Elizabeth Made This, so go check that out, and I will see you in the next video. And I promise I won't have fur on my head. Bye.